Yes, sir. I can boogie. But somebody does. How are we? Greg still hungover?
No, I'm fine. I was always
Oh,
fine.
I drank nearly a bottle of whiskey, so I was a bit rough yesterday.
I only had 5 beers. I don't know what you're on about. That was less than the week before.
Fair enough. How was Elton?
I was alright.
Good. You
Has
left
it
your
been
voice
a
at the
long, long
hydro.
time?
It's been a long, long time, yes.
Yeah.
Left, left your voice at the hydro, it seems.
Rather hoarse still, so.
Yes, well,
Rather hoarse still.
thanks for that. Well, as you could tell by the socials, we just are very grateful for everyone that tuned in on Saturday night to watch me and Greg talk shit. To be honest, we owe quite a few apologies. I'd like to use this moment to publicly apologise to Kenneth McLean. I'm sorry, you proved me wrong. And I also apologise for saying that Steve Clark should take off Lyndon Dykes, as that would have been a mistake as well. So I'll admit I'm wrong. However, I wasn't as negative as someone.
Kyle.
No.
Don't blame me
I
this
was
time.
I was negative about the substitutions in general. I didn't think they were the right ones. They evidently were. Was the game plan the whole way along to hope Haaland went off and to take advantage when he did? Because if so, we did that to perfection. But it did not look like it was coming. We didn't deserve it. But it's 3 points. We're undefeated and we're top of the group. Like, what
Well,
more can you ask for?
this week I'm drinking Erling Haaland's tears, so I'm enjoying these one very much.
We
No, it
don't
was
doubt
good.
Steve Clark.
Yeah, he proved us wrong, and this is my apology now for anyone who tuned in the live stream. But yeah, I just want to say thanks again. It was great interaction, great feedback
I'm
as well.
doubling down. I'm doubling down. Lewis Ferguson still would have scored that goal.
Doesn't matter.
Well, you're not Steve Clark, so it doesn't matter. Right. Anyway, thank you very
Exactly.
much. Just wanted to say that. Any more feedback? Keep it coming. Keep it coming. So, aye, reaction from the Norway game. Ecstatic, ecstasy.
Relief.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that as well. You can't argue. What are we? Top of the league, top of the group now. Sorry, maximum points. Can't argue with that.
It is.
We're going
We
to
are
Germany.
top of Group A. The Haaland goal is the first goal in 3 games we've conceded.
That's Angus Gunn, 3 out of 3.
He
Wins,
just
yes.
conceded.
Yeah, one out of 3 games, isn't it?
Alright. I won
Wins.
I'm going back to my point that I made on the live stream. Actually, I think he's been pretty solid. He had a solid game the other night.
He did. He did. Notably, though, I think my comment on the live stream stands, which is the jury's still out. He was solid, but let me ask you, apart from the penalty, which he was close to, and the one header from Surla that was straight at him at the time, what else did he have to do?
It's just
I think-
solid in general. He wasn't shaky. There was a bit every time the ball's coming over, he's having to come out for it. One notable was when he was he taking photos?
No.
He kind of grinned
Not
and then he
taking-
looked and there was a flash.
Yeah, there was a flash. I was confused as to what it was. I was looking to see how many shots on target Norway had. I'm sure it was 2. No, they had 3. So did we.
No, there was one moment where Haaland was doing a goal and Gunn was really quick off his line to come and get it. I just thought it was good. I thought it was solid. Like you say, we'll find out on Tuesday night.
He's a steady pair of hands.
Well, that's the thing. Georgia are what, 4th seed in this group? They're on 4 points. Having beat Cyprus and drew with Norway. So, they are in a better place than Norway are, having played a game more and having 3 points more.
I just want to note for the record, I'm drinking this to annoy someone, one of our listeners, but he's not responded yet, so I just want to see if we'll maybe get a mention.
We're waiting on you biting.
Well, Greg is. I'm just friendly with him. A good friend of the podcast.
We just say we beat Spain, so that's all you need to know.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that is all you need to know. We did beat Spain. Spain, of course, the Nations League champions.
Yes.
We're the best team in Europe, so.
We're the linear champions, are we not?
There is a thing,
I don't know
I've
how
seen
works,
that.
actually. Yeah.
And
Sure.
that is a genuine thing that people record. I seen a screenshot of the Wikipedia article on Twitter this morning. I don't know
Yeah,
who
that was
currently
reminding
holds
me.
it, but there is, and we are top of most games held as lineal champions.
I'll take
That's
it.
what winning sometimes. At least that'll keep us going until we win the Euros.
Yeah.
So, aye, I mean, it was pretty good. How are we feeling for Tuesday then? I mean, you've got to feel quite optimistic for it. Is it home?
Home
Well,
with
take
Georgia.
Tuesday. It's tomorrow night, just for any clarification. We're recording this prior.
Yeah, we're
Monday.
recording this on Monday.
Yeah.
I mean, we should be confident, but
We should.
Yeah,
They
Scotland.
have some decent players.
Cavacello, that boy for Napoli.
Yeah, they have. Is it Mikautadze, the other one, the centre forward? He scored the goal against Norway. He scored one of the goals against Cyprus the other night. He plays for Metz, apparently, but
Yeah.
seems to be fairly well regarded.
He's got a decent team.
Rumours he's going to Burnley. They don't have a bad team, and it's getting better.
I think it'll be a good game, but I think we'll still edge it.
At home, I back us against anyone, quite frankly.
Scotland, we've got a history of losing to smaller teams.
We do. I'm worried about Georgia away. I've always been worried about Georgia away. I won't stop being worried about Georgia away until we play them. But we've got, I spoke about this the other night on the watch along, we have a cushion, and that cushion is now 8 points over Norway, who are allegedly the team kind of below us. You know, they're the third seeds, we're the second seeds. So in a group we're expected to come second in, we're doing pretty well.
How many games we got to play?
Cushion. We play 8 in total. So
and we're 3 in. Notably that Georgia and Spain and Cyprus have only played twice so far, but yeah, that was a given.
We should get there pretty soon, hopefully. Auto qualification.
That would be ideal.
In
Better
Germany.
than relying on the Nations League, but that is an option as well.
It is, and again, to go back to something else I said, so sorry if you watched this on Saturday, I kind of said this at the time. Georgia and Spain both have Nations League backups, if for whatever reason Spain finished third.
That would be par.
They have backups through the Nations League. Norway, of course, don't.
Dun, dun, dun.
But they're going to go for it.
I think it's too late for that. You know, the point against Georgia really didn't help them. But they are playing Cyprus tomorrow night, who have lost 2-2.
Saying that though, Scotland weren't overly convincing against Cyprus though. Although we won, it wasn't the best performance ever. And I'd say Cyprus did have a few chances, so
we
maybe
didn't have to be good in that game though.
I know, but I'm saying maybe Cyprus could just bide their luck and grab a goal or something, make Haaland cry even more.
Well, you think Haaland will be in pure? You know, he's probably going to score a hat trick, isn't he?
You think so? Get his revenge. I know it's not Scotland, but
he doesn't like losing.
Vengeance of some sort.
Yeah. He can have his vengeance in November. If we're qualified by then, I don't care. It'll be a party at Hampden. Who cares if he scored a hat trick, Erling?
Number 1 in goals, Greg Norman.
On you go. Carry on. I'll be pissed. The Haaland thing. The only thing I'm worried about is, and I don't know this, if UEFA, when they draw the groups for the Euros, if we qualify, does winning the qualifying group put us in a higher pot, or is it still some UEFA coefficient bullshit? Do we know?
That would be good. That would be a better draw with that.
I think
it would, but I don't think it is. I think we end up in pot 4 again. In fact, we don't end up in pot 4 again. We would probably pot 3.
I think it's like your top 10 teams, and then
well, it'd be top Germany plus the top 5, you'd imagine, because Germany are in Group A, first seed as hosts. Playoff winners. Is there 4 playoff winners?
I thought we were doing away with that.
No, because it's from the Nations League now. So yeah, there's 10 qualifying groups. Top 2 go through, so that's 20. You've got Germany and 3 playoff winners.
I thought they did away with teams hosting being automatic.
Not for the Euros, and not for the World Cup. It's
It's
the
70. No,
holders
sorry.
that don't qualify automatically.
Right. Okay, maybe I misread it.
Imagine that you host and you don't get to call, you don't get to play in it.
I thought I read that, but maybe it was the winners. I don't know. Winners shouldn't automatically get it if they've not deserved to be there.
No. The thing with that, though, is the 3 playoff winners obviously go into pot 4 because we don't know who they are. If there's any chance of us getting up pots, that would be fantastic.
Absolutely, it might be alright. Was it Group A for the Nations League? So we could be in like pot 2.
We could. I don't know how it works, quite frankly. And
If you
whatever
know at home,
happens,
if you're listening, give us a wee buzz and we'll give it a mention next week.
yeah,
Because we
UEFA
need to do some
will
more
have
research.
some bullshit on how to screw Scotland over, won't they?
Yeah, pretty much. Right, so we pretty much answered the last question. How close are we to qualifying? Very close.
Very. Or not very, but close enough. We'd have to do something ridiculously stupid to not now.
It's there for the taking, but we shouldn't take it for granted.
Win the games we're expected to win now, which quite frankly, if we're saying games we expect to win, it's Cyprus away.
Not Norway at home as well.
Probably. Georgia at home. Georgia and Cyprus at home. If we beat them 2 at home, the two weakest teams in the group, that would take us to 15 points.
Mm.
That's surely going to be enough to qualify.
You'd hope so.
I mean, feasibly, the most Norway can get is 16. They'd have to win every other game, but feasibly, the most they can get is 16. Now, already.
Yeah.
They won't beat Spain and Scotland though. They'll lose to us at Hampden. So. They'll lose to us at Hampden, so it's all right.
Exactly.
And they won't beat Spain. So.
The future's looking bright either way you look at it.
It is, and so there's some young players still to come through in that squad.
I thought Hickey played really well.
He does.
Right,
Robertson was the best player in the park.
We'll stop talking about the live stream now because I feel like if folk have watched, that'd be a bit of a repeat for them. But yeah, so we will continue them next season. I think we've said everything about Scotland, haven't we? We're ready to move on to the main part of our podcast this week.
I never watched this. I went on it.
Well, we are going to have a ground chat. So we're going to talk about some of the stadiums that we've been to, notably the ones in the top leagues in Scotland and England. How do you want to do it? We'll go through it all one at a time, or?
Well, we have a number, don't we?
Yeah, I've got 13. If I've remembered them all, I've got 2 that are out with the SPFL, but I didn't count them.
Yeah, I've only counted the SPFL.
Right.
Yeah. I've added Hampden on.
So
I've not counted Hampden in my number. So I'm 12 plus Hampden.
Oh, I'm also 12 plus Hampden.
I'm 12 with Hampden.
I'm trying to work out, so they're definitely different 12s then. So do you want to go through, your lists might be similar?
Right.
I feel that mine isn't. So do you two want
I'll go through mine, Kel, and you can say if you agree, and then if there's any more that you haven't done, take them off your list and then you can say them at the end. Does that work?
Yeah.
Right. First of all on my list, I think I've kind of went in alphabetical order here. Tony Macaroni, and I would put it down as the Almond Vale, but I think it is the Tony Macaroni Arena. But I put Almond Vale. Livingston, watching the Mighty Queens win the Ramsden's Cup against Partick Thistle. That was a notable game I saw there. Buffalo.
Have you been there, Kyle?
No, I've never been there.
No. I've not been there either. So I was somewhere else on the list on that day.
Oh, well, second for me is Capello. Me and Greg and a few of my associates, we went there and watched Queens win. I think it was 2-1, wasn't it?
I think so. It was one of the few wins we had that season.
2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
AJ season.
Was it 3-2?
I thought it was 2-1. Maybe it's 3-2. It could be.
It was a mad game.
Yeah, it was good, and we won.
Again,
and they were all trying to get me to phone in the Super Scoreboard, which I kind of wish I'd done now, but I was scared at the time. So that's obviously one on Greg's list as well.
It is.
Here's one for you. I don't know if you've all been to. Greg might be, actually. Easter Road. Hibernian. It wasn't to watch Hibs though. It was to watch Rangers get beat by Wraith in the Ramsden's Cup final.
No,
John Baird.
I've not been to Easter Road. How was Easter Road? Well, you just remember John Baird, don't you?
I didn't like it. It's been. I mean, the memory's a bit blurred, to be honest. But I just
The
remember
seats were all green. I don't like it.
that, and we're very close together. But to be fair, I don't think it makes a difference for the Hibs home games because there's never enough folk to fill it.
Oh, shots fired.
Gail, you been to Hibs?
Oh, I'm going to interject one. I've been to the other side of other side of Edinburgh to Tynecastle.
I have as well.
I haven't been to Tynecastle.
What were you at Tynecastle for, Kyle?
Well, I used to have a soft spot for Hearts, so I went to one of their games.
Lovely. I went to watch Hearts versus Queens there. The first time Hearts came back down after their administration debacle. They then won the championship that weekend. They lifted the trophy against, I don't know where they lifted trophy, but the first week after they won the championship, they played Queens at Tynecastle. So I went with some family members in the away end, and it was very enjoyable. It was it's probably one of the better stadiums I've been to. Really enjoyed it. Great atmosphere, probably helped by the day.
It's definitely what I want to go to. I want to go there. That's one I've never got around to doing.
I seen Gordon beat 0 Hearts 10. So
Did you?
Oops.
That's the game I was at.
Lovely.
Sorry, I dropped my coaster. That's quite a lot of goals you've seen. Quite impressive. Next on my list is one that all three of us were at last season to watch Queen of the South get beat. It was Excelsior Stadium in Airdrie.
2 seasons ago.
2 seasons ago.
Sorry.
I was ready to highlight a different one there, but okay.
So
2 seasons ago, apologies.
Yeah, didn't enjoy Airdrie very much. Seemed a bit boring.
It was an alright stadium.
It was.
I didn't like it. Oh, I'll tell you what. The toilets are horrendous. It's some of the worst toilets I've ever seen in a football stadium. They were horrific. Listen, I wasn't feeling too great, and it wasn't a good place to be.
And also some of our guests from last week, Matthew, I imagine went to Airdrie in much better circumstances.
Well, so got beat.
Had
nice pies though.
They were nice pies actually. I think we had 2.
I was just being steaming though.
We were buying rounds of pies. If we had enough beer. Another stadium that I know was last season that we went to, and we also watched Queens get beat, was the Falkirk Stadium.
I watched them get beat there twice last season.
As did I. They were there twice. First in there's only 2 trips there, were not? Both of them.
Yeah, both trips.
Juan Allegria being slated by myself before the game started. Juan Allegria scoring. I believe that was the second one.
Yeah, I think he scored in the first one as well. To be fair,
Yeah,
probably.
Complete contrast. The first one being on a gorgeous August day, and the other one being in the pouring rain.
It was like Christmas Eve on it.
Well, I was
Close
like
enough
2 days
to
before
it, yeah. The 23rd or something.
It was pretty much.
Queens being scoring 2 goals, me missing one of them. That was,
Best one.
Oh yeah, mind that.
Yeah, they won't take kick off that quick. Yeah, they won't. Not the free kick, the long range one.
Oh
Shug,
yeah.
Shug.
Oh shit.
Long range one. I don't know. I never seen it.
Well, last year, stayed at the toilet after that.
No, you had to come back.
I mean, then we lost it. Did they not get 5 or something in there?
It was 5-2, I think it was.
Yeah.
Shocking Queens. Right, next on the list, a bit closer to home, we have all definitely been here. I've played on it, but I've also watched Queens play, and in it, Galabank.
Yes. I've also been to Galabank with you in capacity for a League Cup game or a pre-season friendly. Or
it was
both.
a League Cup game we went to. I think we've done both, right?
I think I've done both.
I think you have, but I think we did the League Cup.
I've also refereed there as one of the few actually decent places I've refereed from back in the day.
I was there last season watching them play Bonnie Rig Rose. So.
You were indeed.
Wonderful.
Could be back, could be gaff.
Right. The one that we don't know if we're actually counting, but I'm going to say anyway, Hampden. It wasn't to watch Queen's Park, it was to watch Scotland. I've watched Rangers there twice and I've watched Scotland there once.
Notably not mentioning Queens in that, even though that you one of those games was probably against Queens.
I wasn't there. I wasn't at that
You
game.
weren't there. That's because you're
No.
too busy cheating on Rangers.
That would make sense. I would have been there.
You're too busy cheating on Rangers from home.
No, I didn't go. I watched Rangers beat Falkirk in the Scottish Cup final 1-0. Natural Novo screamer after Chris Boyd went off saying it was too hot to play football. And I also saw, I think it was another 1-0 actually, or was it 2-1? Can't remember. We were down to 9 men and Kenny Miller scored a header, sorry. That was the League Cup final, I think the following season. And then obviously watched the Scotland-Georgia game. Not Georgia, sorry, Cyprus. 3-0.
I've been
You
there a few
too?
times. All for Scotland purposes.
I've been a total of I've been 3 times. I went to the Queen's Scottish Cup final. I went to the Olympics at Hampden. I got some free tickets to go to watch the football at the Olympics. I don't remember any of it other than Spain got beat.
Who were they playing?
And
I do not remember.
no idea. And Scotland Cyprus as well. And I think we aired again to go hark back to the watch along. We aired our views on Hampden, Robert. We're not fans.
Yeah.
Kyle,
yeah.
I don't know if you want to chip in on that debate.
I don't like how far away the seats are for the pitch. That's one big gripe.
That was pretty much. I said knock it down and rebuild it.
It's just on the side where you sat. It's like that big, kind of big circular bit. That's the bit that kind of ruins
They're
it.
on track.
No,
They're on track, yeah.
just get that to fuck.
Agreed.
Right, next on my list. I know you've been there. I don't know you, Greg. I think you have actually. Maybe not. Ibrox, the home for the mighty
Nope.
Rangers. You're not. Kyle, no, Kyle has.
Been a few times.
I can't tell you all the times I've been. It's too many. I've been in a few good games over the years.
My
Notably,
dad's a big Rangers fan, so
little by Chris Boyd beating Henrik Larsson's goal scoring record to 7-1 against Dundee United. Been at a few old firms. Been to quite a few games.
in Europe as well.
Yes. I've
Before.
seen Rangers beat the mighty Ufa, and I've also saw Rangers get beat by Napoli and Liverpool.
Oh, the second one of those. Yeah, I'm sure the Liverpool game was your favourite game at Ibrox, Robert.
Listen, I passed my last uni assessment that day. I wasn't as depressed as I probably should have been after getting beat 7-1. But I stayed till the end. Notably, I was standing at the edge of the doorway out to the seats. I was standing there, and as soon as it blew, I did walk to the bus. But I did stay till the very end.
Good
Watching
lad.
Mo Salah score a hat trick.
But yes, I've never been. I'm not that fussed about going, really.
I thought you'd have went to watch Queens. I don't know. I don't know why I had that in my head.
Nope.
I think it's one of the places you need to go.
Is it?
I would say so.
You could say the same about Celtic Park, I suppose.
I'd probably go there as well, but
In the away end, I want a Queens away at Celtic in the Scottish Cup or the League Cup.
It's the only chance you'll get to watch one of the teams you support away at Celtic Park.
But I'm not going to get tickets for a Rangers game. Oh.
Well, there's not going to be any away fans, is there?
But the way they're going, it's going to continue to be that way. Right, well, we move on. One that I know we've all been to again, and a win it was. Nearly a scrap with the Ultras. It was Meadowbank to watch FC Edinburgh
Yep.
against Queen of the South. 3-1, wasn't it?
No, 3-0.
They scored. They definitely
Yeah.
scored. Because I started celebrating when the Wains were next to us, man.
Oh yeah.
Like fake cheating.
Yeah, they scored at the end.
Yeah, I'm sure it's 3-1.
No, it rings a bell now.
Not that we saw the rest of the goals because it's at Ireland and it was horrendous, but they did good. What was it we had again?
Burgers.
Burgers, that was it.
They had good crisps from the vending machine.
I should go to a football game and get crisps. That's a pick.
Squares of all crisps and all.
I think you'll find the vending machine choice was pretty damn good, and it was a damn sight cheaper than anything else.
See, buy squares.
C1 squares.
Give me my squares.
Feeds him to score 3 goals and he's missed them all while he's trying to grab his packet out of that stupid flap thing. You have to get your hand in and he's like, hand stuck.
It is a terrible stadium, though, isn't it?
Oh, it's horrendous.
I think
We've aired our opinions on that one, though, to be fair.
We have. I think, did I hear a fun fact? It was curry night that night in the hospitality.
Max Curry.
It's basically a place for Hibs fans to dump their kids so they can learn what well, I was going to say learn what losing feels like, but they're Hibs fans. They probably know quite well.
Go back to the season. They're still in the same league, so we could check it out again.
Right,
I'll pass.
next,
Everett are low side.
the home of Scottish football, Palmerston Park, and the mighty Queen
I
of
was
the
like,
South.
was Ticked been off?
No, that's not. The real home is Palmerston. Not much to say about that. I think we've shared our opinions. We've watched many games. I've watched many wins and many losses and many draws along the line.
It would be nice if I had a record of it, because I reckon it's more losses than anything else.
Probably.
Well, I've got my season ticket renewal email through, so it'll be getting sorted in the next few days.
Fantastic.
Yes, and I look forward to hopefully getting more away games next season as well, which we are
Yes.
going to make sure that we keep updated on the socials.
Tick some more on this list.
Yeah, we're hoping so. While we're at it, would people like to see any vlogs if when we're at the games, or would you rather just keep us with our stories? We'll keep the stories up, but would you like to see some vlogs while we're there?
Match day vlog.
Yeah, match day vlog.
From pub to home.
Get in touch, message us or comment or whatever you want to do, but get in touch. We want to know.
Yeah.
Right, we're not there. I don't know if you've been to this one. I think this might be one of my exclusive ones. I was at Rugby Park 2 seasons ago to watch Queen of the South play Kilmarnock. We won, I think. No, we won. We lost. I can't remember 2 or 3-1, but that was another day that the pies were notably fantastic.
I mean, it's a pie location, isn't it?
We scored second, and it was some atmosphere in the way in, to be honest. I mean, it was quite a lot of Queen's fans there. It was a great day, actually. Got the train up. I had a few babies on the train. Went into a pub called the Clansman, of all places. And then we went to the game, and it was great, actually. It was one of my favourite away days with Queens.
It's one of those few grounds with Queens that's really easily accessible by train. I think it's one of two, Annan being the other one. And that makes all the difference, I think, anyway. Like the experience of going on the train, the football, it just makes it better.
Definitely.
We could go to just like a random Kelly game one week if we're really, really bored.
Kelly v Rangers. He can join the rest of the Rangers fans in the home end.
Or just a general Kelly game.
We can see. Right, I've not got many left. Somerset Park, Ayr. I played on it at a tournament.
For playing
5 do for a thing. Me and Kel were there. I scored 3, I think.
I smashed him nearly.
Kel, if you've ever seen Somerset Park, there's a kind of
conservatory.
It looks like an office space. It's like a glorified conservatory. And Kel absolutely scudded a ball off it.
Weird, like.
And I've also seen Queens beat them last season in the cup, the League Cup at the start of the season. Yeah, we went down and it was good. Good win. Ryan Muir came on, and so did young Gibson. That was the kind of start of their stints. I know Ryan Muir hasn't played as much as we would like to have seen him, but yeah. He's been there? Okay,
no.
You know, I think
it's actually
got quite a few different ones.
We do. I think as we'll come on to, I kind of tie up my list. Lots of mine are very, I was a student in Edinburgh. I worked lots of Saturdays, so I didn't get to as many as I'd like to. Lots of mine are kind of Edinburgh accessibly grounds. I say that. The ones that I've got on my list aren't really, but in my head.
Right, and my last one on the list is Starks Park to watch Wraith play Queens that me and Greg went. That was 2 seasons ago as well.
That was again. I think that was. Did we have 3 away wins that season, and I seen 2 of them? We definitely before Christmas.
We went to Capel and Starks Park, and we won both of them.
We won 3 times before Christmas that season. You'd seen all. Well, I don't know if you had seen all 3 of them. The other one was against Ayr just before Christmas.
Kyle was there. I wasn't. Was that the one at Palmerston? Or did you mean away?
Yeah, at Palmerston.
I was ill that day.
Yeah, I had COVID. Otherwise, I would have been there. And but I'd seen the other 2 away, like our other 2, not even away wins, 2 wins that season, and I moved like at the start of the season, so it was quite something.
Yeah. Right, that's me. Maybe notable mentions. There's a few. Lowland League, though they were Lowland League at the time, I don't think either of them are in the league now. Isle Crawford will beat Star. I trained with them for pre-season, but I did go and watch them as well. And Victoria Park to watch Vale of Leithen versus W Star.
Fantastic.
Yeah, no, I didn't count them in the list. I just wanted to give them a note. And I also played at 3, if that's anything. But I didn't get to. I never watched the game there. I've played in it.
Kyle, is that how many do you have to add on to that list? I reckon it's about the same as me.
I've got no more Scottish ones. I've got English ones.
Okay, I've got a couple
list
more
as well.
Scottish ones. So I've got a couple more Scottish ones to add on to that. Before I do that, shout out to Abbey Vale. You're the other ground on my list. Obviously, Mothers from the Village. Fantastic. 4 other grounds from me. Motherwell being the first one. She's from the Village, thank you. Yeah, I went there on the train for a League Cup game. Queens had 1 shot on target that night. The train got me in late, so I was in the ground late and I missed Queens' only shot on target. We got beat. What a surprise. I've been to East End Park in Dunfermline in what was, I think, Queens' final match before COVID, or final away game before COVID.
I've not been there.
I think that ended up a draw. It wasn't a particularly memorable game. Quite a nice old stadium, better than it got credit for. One that you guys have tried to be at and didn't manage to go because the game got called off. I have been at Partick.
Yeah, that was annoying. We've talked about that one though. I didn't get there, and then we didn't get there rather.
You didn't. Firhill, again, nice stadium. Nice watching the wee bams on the hill try and peer over. Again, just a really nice ground, really, fairly accessible. And the last one, which I cannot say is a nice ground because it was utterly terrible, is, I'm sure I've mentioned this before, is I have been to Dumbarton away when Dumbarton were in the Championship. It was a Tuesday night in January at Dumbarton away. I don't think I need to say any more. Dumbarton has 1 stand. If you've not seen it, please Google it. It's got 1 stand. It's right next to the sea. It was January, it was pissing down, and it was absolutely bloody freezing. And I think the game finished 0-0, which says all you need to know.
So you had a great night that night.
It was an absolutely freezing night. I can't even remember any other things other than I was cold.
Right.
And that's my Scottish list.
So I covered all yours, Kelly, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, I think we're going to have a few different English ones. We'll see. I've got one good one that I know you won't have.
How many English grounds do we or I say English, like EFL grounds do we have out of the 92? I think our numbers are all going to be pretty terrible. Given we're Scottish, fairly terrible.
5.
3.
4.
Right. Someone else want to go first this time? Greg, you'll go first.
You've done the most, so
yeah.
I think there's only 1 we have in common anyway.
Right.
Well, technically 2. I don't know if you've counted it or not. Carry on.
We'll see. I feel like I might have, if I've forgotten any stadiums. I don't think I have. Right.
I think it's that one.
I went to Bloomfield Road to watch Rangers versus Blackpool. It was a pre-season friendly last season. It was amazing. We were right in the. It counts. I was in about the Union Bears. There were flares and flags and all sorts. It was just a great day out, to be honest. And I was steaming. So
just a ton of orange everywhere.
It was I got a lift back. Well, they ran back with a bus that wasn't from Dumfries. They picked us up on the way past, and on the way back, someone never came. They never even went to the game. We had to sit away an hour and a half after the time we were supposed to have left, sitting in Blackpool on the bus. Me and Craig my brother, had finished the crate by the time the bus had even left.
Christ.
One that I know Greg's been to, and I think I might have been to 2. I watched Man City beat Newcastle at St James's Park.
Yeah.
Several times.
2-0 Yaya Toure. I have mentioned that game before when we talked about our best players we've seen live.
Yeah.
I didn't mind a 2-0 against Chelsea for Newcastle.
Mine's has been several. I've seen Newcastle play Cardiff there. I've seen Newcastle play Fulham. That was my first Newcastle game. That was the day Queens were at Almondvale. I watched Papi Cisse score a 93rd minute winner. I went to see Jonas Gutierrez's return from testicular cancer and a 1-0 defeat by Man United, which was fantastic. I've been, to be fair, I think I can say I've been in every stand at St James's Park. I've been in all four. The most notable one for me was against Crystal Palace the day I was in the Gallowgate. That was something else, atmosphere-wise.
What's the one below the away fans?
That's kind of the Leesy's end.
Oh, that's where I sat.
I've sat in the corner there, definitely in the Melbourne stand, and the first time was in the East stand.
That season was the Aguero season, and Man City won, and they kept singing about when they won a couple years and years and years ago, obviously because they hadn't won anything else since. And one of the Newcastle fans, it was a big woman, stood up and screamed, "Change the record, you boring twats."
The other one in the Gallowgate we watched, it was me and my dad actually, an Andros Townsend free kick right in front of us, which was fantastic. That was the Rafa Benitez relegation season. Newcastle won, made no difference, but the whole kind of Rafa Benitez, Mike Ashley pelters at him, fantastic. The other one I've seen was obviously the Olympics at St James's Park, which we've mentioned before. Brazil versus New Zealand. Another great atmosphere, different sort of atmosphere.
Yeah. One that Greg might not appreciate. I've also been to the stadium I've liked. I saw this Sunderland versus Swansea. I think that was the last game of the season. I don't think it meant anything, but it was a 1-1. I remember Barini scoring and doing the. I can't remember who scored for Swansea though. I was quite a young.
You were the
young
only
lad.
people there.
I took my goalie gloves in my bag because I was adamant that I think who was the Sunderland keeper at the time, Vito Manoni, and I was adamant I was going to get him to sign my gloves, and the woman laughed when I was holding them out and went, "You're not going to have any luck. He doesn't sign anything." And I was like, "Oh, good." So I put it back in my bag and walked away. Me and Kyle went to Brunton Park. It was 2 seasons ago to watch Carlisle. I've been twice. I don't know if you've been any more times. We watched them score a last-minute equaliser from a free kick, and then we watched them win midweek. That same week, actually.
That was a 0-0 draw.
That was a 0-0. We went up a few days later because we're playing on the Tuesday after, and 0-0. But it's still good. I like we visit to Brunton Park actually. Good wee stadium. It just shows what Palmerston could be like if they actually cared, if the board actually cared about doing anything about it. Sorry, that was my shot.
We'll get there this season.
Yeah.
One more, Robert?
Yes. I went to the York Community Stadium to watch York City versus Southend this season.
So you're technically only on 4 then, because York aren't in the EFL then.
Oh, that's the National League. Oh, that's a right. Ready. All 4 then.
Did they not get relegated? Did they get relegated? Did Torquay go down? I think they stayed up. I think it's just the National League.
Oh, that's annoying. It was the National League. Apologies.
Still comes.
It was an EFL ground.
It's 4 for the purposes of this, yeah.
That's because he just doesn't want me to have more than him.
Correct. No, technically you're on 5. You've just forgotten this one, so it's fine.
Wait, what is it?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you in a minute. Do you have any comments on York?
I really enjoyed it. I've actually wrote good facilities, poor attendance. It's quite a new stadium. Middle of nowhere though. We ended up parking in a housing estate. It's got like a bowling alley and a cinema on the side of it. But the stadium itself is really nice. It's just there was
opened in 2021 to replace the Kit Kat Crescent, one of the classic old grounds.
I enjoyed it, and the Southend fans were mental. It was sold out at the way end. It was good. Sorry, what was the other one? I forgot it.
The one you forgot, Cardiff City. Technically, you have been.
No, I've got 5. Right, I'm writing 5 again.
You can add that one. You've seen Wales there. It counts. You have been to Cardiff City Stadium. Any thoughts on Cardiff City? That's obviously one on my list.
I mean, I never saw Cardiff there, but I really enjoyed going. It was great. It's a great wee stadium, actually. Well, I'll say we in terms of the big English stadiums, but still quite big. They had a lot of. I enjoyed the concourse. There was a band on. The bands were going mental. It's just a nice stadium, actually.
It is. It's a very different atmosphere when you watch Cardiff get beat 3-0, though. That atmosphere being dead.
Can imagine.
Yeah, Cardiff v Portsmouth in the EFL Cup last season is the one I'm referring to.
I can't believe I forgot that.
Yeah.
Right.
Kyle, have you got any to add, Kyle?
Technically, I've been to Anfield for a stadium tour, so it wasn't a game, but I've been to Anfield.
I've got one of them.
Caught any of that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
If anyone who's translated, Anfield for a stadium tour is what he did.
I've done a few stadium tours. I haven't counted them. I don't know if you've done any, Robert.
I've got a wee abroad section that I was going to come on to that I have actually done one stadium tour in. I went to Prague when I was 18 and I did a tour of the Sparta Prague Stadium. I think it's now, I believe it's called the Epic Arena now, but yes, we did a tour of the Sparta Prague stadium, sorry, because it was the off season. And I have been to a game in the Bundesliga. I went to the Deutsche Bank Park and saw Frankfurt. That was 2019, I think.
Fantastic.
That was good. That was great. We were in we were right up the top, and then the ultras were like, we looked down on them, and it was mental.
I could add a couple. Stadium tours, yeah, I've done a couple. I'm a bit of a ground nerd. I can add both Manchester clubs. Just went to Manchester for the day out.
Did you go to City as well?
I've done the stadium tour at both. Both really good. City kind of at the start of their big project. So if anyone's been to Man City, they've got the massive campus now with the women's ground and the academy, and they were just kind of starting to do that. So it'd be nice to see what that's like now. The other one I've done is The other one I've done is West Ham. I've done the West Ham Stadium tour, the Olympic Stadium.
I want to go there.
Obviously not for a game, but the Olympic Stadium itself was really impressive. I can see why it wouldn't be great for football, but it was a really nice modern stadium in a really great area. I could add kind of two more grounds on to actually seen a game at, which are the two South Welsh ones, unsurprisingly. Despite the carved shirt, I have been to the Liberty for a game. They played Luton. They got beat 1-0. It was terrible. I've never been back. I was going to say it's a bit biased from me, but Swansea Stadium is a bit out of town. It's a bit of a pain in the arse to get to. Cardiff's is right near the train station, the train that conveniently goes to my house. So, the other one, Newport, which in my opinion is the best of the three South Welsh grounds. Proper old stadium. Went there for the FA Cup last year. You know, good atmosphere. Been for football and rugby. Pretty good. And technically, you said it didn't count because I've seen rugby there, but I've been to Bristol Cities as well for the rugby.
To be fair, we've got quite a list considering we don't live in England.
We do. Well,
I'd like to go to more.
I would like to go to more.
I was raging. Sorry, I was going to say I was raging because both times that Rangers played Sheffield Wednesday in a friendly, the 2 seasons, I was offered tickets on both occasions and was busy on both occasions. So that was the one that I could have ticked off, but I couldn't go, which is annoying because you saw the videos that came off that, the Rangers fans there. Sorry, Greg, I interrupted you.
I was going to say call to action. You know where these guys live. They're Dumfries based. You know I'm Cardiff based. Grounds you think we should go to, either you've been or you've heard they're good, please tell us. As you said, maybe some vlog type things, maybe some stories. We're going to try and get out and about more. I'm going to try and at least get the English number up to double digits by the end of the year, or by the end of the next season.
Achievable, I would say.
Yeah. Well, I've no longer completed all the Welsh grounds. I've got to go to Wrexham now, so I'll need to find a ticket.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Right, does that bring us to the end of that? I think we've talked enough about those.
Yes.
So yeah,
I think we have.
Let us know in the comments if you've been to the same as us or any ones that you've been to that we haven't. It'd be interesting to see.
What is the best one you've been to?
Yeah, that's good. Matthew, who's on last week, he's done most of them in Scotland. Sorry, yeah, Greg. Best ones, get that in.
Just quickly, what's the best one you've been to? I'm going to need to think. So, well, I don't. St James's Park from a completely biased view.
Well, I was going to say the best one for me is Ibrox, but best actual stadium.
Palmerston.
I don't know. Probably
to be
St
fair,
James's Park, to be honest.
Or Brunton Park. Quite like Brunton Park.
I enjoyed Brunton Park. I actually really enjoyed the York Community Stadium. It was really nice for being a new stadium. Drinking in the concourse as well.
That's one thing though. I can't speak for yous, but see the older stadiums I've been to.
Yeah.
Personally, I far prefer an older stadium over, like, Cardiff's fine, but it is a bit soulless bowl. I prefer the kind of proper old grounds.
Who's texting you?
I've just had a text. Yeah, I've just had a text to say I've just turned the Wales game on and they're 1-0 down already. So I'm not even going to bother watching it.
I mean, I just switched mine on in the background and it's Northern Ireland versus Kazakhstan.
Fantastic. Kazakhstan aren't a bad side these days.
No. Right, let's
Anyway,
move on. Let's
Are
move
we going
on.
to do a bit of before the game? We're going to do the transfer game from last week. We go do a bit of transfer talk. Kyle, you were going to do that. Do you have the voice to do that?
Probably not, to be
I'll
honest.
do it. I'll do it.
On you go, Robert.
If I can find these notes. Here we are. Right, I'll just go through them quickly because we're kind of dragging on a wee bit.
We can talk about them very quickly.
Right, Neves away at Al Hilal, 47 million, 1 year left in his contract, but hinted about leaving since his move to Barcelona broke down.
It's a lot of money. You'd be stupid to turn it down. I get why people don't like it.
Right. Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah.
It's good money. And it's not like
Good
he's
for
going to
Wolves.
our rival, is he?
It's good for Wolves as well, getting that sort of money.
It's
Yeah.
not like he's going to another team in the Prem that's going to cause Wolves nightmares. Pickford to Man United, needing a keeper with De Gea being difficult / away, 45 million fee. Is that justifiable? He's also
No.
29, so how many years has he got left?
T-Rex arms.
There's better keepers out there.
There are better keepers out there.
I was a big Pickford fan, but he's I'm kind of sad to see why folk don't rate him because he's been a
He's
bit
not that
inconsistent.
good.
He was a few seasons ago. He was pretty good, but he started being inconsistent.
He makes a lot of small mistakes that at the minute don't get noticed that much. And if he was at Man United, like England's number one, they should get noticed more than they do. If he's at Man United and he's England's number one, then the mistakes start to get amplified.
Should it be England's number one? I think Ramsdale.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those that you can rotate it.
Yeah.
Like David
Anyway.
James and Robert Green.
Well, that
Right.
was a forced rotation, but yeah.
Havertz is on Arsenal's radar, becoming a regular occurrence that Arsenal signed Chelsea players, Bayern also sniffing around, no fee as of now.
I wrote these notes yesterday, so it might have changed since then.
I'd say he's more likely to go to Bayern.
I am surprised Chelsea want to let him go. If they're wanting rid of Lukaku, which by all accounts they do, he's the perfect kind of false 90 type striker. I know he's been short of confidence, but Poch in there.
What German team
False
did he play
90
for
type
before? Or is it
striker.
Leverkusen.
Leverkusen.
That's it. I noticed it a lot. Also on Bayern's radar is Kyle Walker. They're in advanced talks, 33-year-old, so it's very much short term, but he's still proven himself in the Champions League. Year left in his deal, no fee as of yet.
Fell out of favour a bit with Pep.
Seems to have.
He was still playing. Still playing though.
And he's still good enough.
It's probably the age is kind of.
Yeah. He'll want regular football ahead of the Euros, I think.
Yeah, right. Leicester are asking for 55 million quid if Newcastle are wanting James Maddison.
Nope, saw that game to Tottenham. 55 million's too much. We'll have the Hungarian guy from Leipzig instead.
Slobozai.
Yeah,
That kind of answers the question.
That was just for Greg.
Oh, Kazakhstan's just missed a sitter. I think it's Kazakhstan.
The Turkey goal against Wales has been disallowed.
And Man United are looking to spend 50 million on Mason Mount. They had a 40 million pound bid rejected, but the player wants to leave.
I mean, fair enough. I'd argue there's other places that need strengthening in that Man United team.
I would, but I think if you're Chelsea,
on that.
I think if you're Chelsea, you're cashing in on that.
If you know he wants to leave, put the England tax on it. The thing is, Man United have money, and whoever takes them over will have money. So just try and extract as much as you can out of it.
Yeah.
Then you have too much, then you can't get rid of the player.
Tough. Then he can sit in the reserves all season.
And that brings us to the end of Kyle's transfer update. Thank you. Even though I read it, thank you if you did the research.
I'll do it next week when I can speak.
Grand.
That's fine. You can return the favour. Right, let's move on. The game.
On that subject, yes, we got lots of good feedback on this game last week. Thank you very much. We're going to try and do it again this week. We're going to try and do it a bit quicker this week. Robert's going to understand what's happening this week. He says.
Matthew's not here. Matthew's not here to bail us out this week.
It's Robert who doesn't understand what's happening versus Kyle with no voice. We played this last week. 5 points for the first clue, 1 point for the last clue. I'll give you the year and the fee, then the position, then the nationality, then the old club, then the new club. We're doing a wee tweak this week. You'll get a guess each after every clue. You can do it whatever order you want.
I'm going to guess after everyone. Excuse my stupid answers.
I know it'll be funny for stupid answers, but you know we might get some massive 5-point moments in there as well. You can pass if you don't want to have a guess after a clue, but you can have a guess on every goal.
Right, well, not passing then. I might pass if I can't think. Right, okay.
Right. We don't need an example. We did this last week. So for 5 points, player number 1 moved in 2022 for £20 million. You can just say nah if you don't want to guess.
Nah,
No,
Yeah,
Kyle.
just go.
No, he's a defender. 4 points.
Castaño.
No.
no.
Robert Jordan. No, move
No.
on. He's Nigerian for 3 points.
Calvin Bassey!
Calvin Bassey, 3 points for Robert. Second player moved in 2009 for £56 million.
Kaka.
5 points for Kyle, for Kaká.
Darn it. How many answers is there again? How many rounds? Sorry.
5 clues, 10 players.
That's
We've
it.
done 2. Player number 3 moved in 2018 for £22.5 million. Nah, move on.
Wait,
Olivan.
No.
how? What was it, sorry?
2018, £22.5 million.
I don't think it was as much as this, but I don't know why Moussa Dembele popped into my head.
No, it wasn't. He's a goalkeeper.
Was it Pickford?
No.
No. I don't think you'd have picked
Kyle,
him.
do you want to go?
Donnarumma.
No. He is German.
Leno.
3 points for Kyle for Bernd Leno. And then from Bayer Leverkusen to Arsenal. 2015, £1.5 million. Literally could be anyone.
He's giggling at this, so it'll be a good one.
I don't know if it is.
That again, sorry.
2015, £1.5 million. I'll give you the next clue as well. She don't have very much to go on. For 4 points, he is a defender.
Johnny Evans.
No. No.
Right.
Move on.
Read them all again. Wait, go, and then the last one.
2015, £1.5 million. Defender from Belgium.
Right, 15.
No.
Belgium.
Richie Delight. I just forgot about him.
No.
I was going to say first Tongan, but it's going to be more than that.
No, it wasn't Jan Vertonghen. 2015, £1.5 million. A Belgian defender left Manchester City.
Jason Denayer.
No.
Company.
No. 2015, £1.5 million. This is for 1 point now. Belgian defender left Man City and joined Celtic.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, Boyata.
Boyata, 1
How can you
point.
think? How can you think?
This one, 2023, £12 million. Was this year? You might as well have a guess.
Can't remember.
No.
It's hard when you're trying to think.
Nah. No. Do you want me to move on?
Nah, just keep going.
He is a midfielder.
How many? 13?
12 million.
12
this
million,
year.
sorry. Midfielder. Nah.
No. 2023, 12 million midfielder from Italy.
Jorginho.
Jorginho, 3 points.
Oh, that's a good one.
Current scores is Kyle is on 12, Robert is on 3.
More points than last week, I'll take it.
This one, 2015, £13.5 million. Just say no if you don't want to guess the first time.
Juan Mata.
No.
Ryan Kent.
No. 2015,
I knew it was after
£13.5
that.
million. He is an attacker.
Ryan Kent.
Moussa Dembele.
No. 2015, £13.5 million. Attacker from Croatia.
Mandzukic.
Mandzukic, 3 points. Left Atletico Madrid to join Juventus. It's now 12-6. 2011, £6.8 million.
your own Wingy.
No.
No.
Nah. 2011, £6.8 million for a midfielder.
No.
Juan Mata.
No.
I was gonna
2011, £6.8 million for a midfielder from Scotland.
Barry Bannon.
No.
Fletcher?
No.
I can't think of any left Man
2011,
United.
£6.8 million for a Scottish midfielder who left Blackpool.
Charlie Adam.
Valero.
That was 2 points for Robert for Charlie Adam. He's back in this. It's 12-8. 3 to go. This one is 2020 for £2 million.
Nah.
No. Kyle?
No.
No. 2020 for £2 million for an attacker.
Christian Ramirez.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
No. 2020, £2 million for a Welsh attacker.
Matondo.
Who?
Robbie Matondo.
No.
Wait, 2 million? Is it Kiefer Moore?
It is Kiefer Moore for 3 points. So it is now 12-11 with 2 to go. That was Kiefer
We're a
Moore.
ball,
who joined-
I've never won a game. This is for the title. We agreed that.
Yeah, who joined Cardiff from Wigan in 2020. This one, 2009 for £6 million.
You never think any players this far back.
No. Nah,
No.
Kyle looks lost as well. 2009, £6 million for a goalkeeper.
Ray Gordon.
No, we did that last week.
I know. That's
I was thinking
try and catch the
2009.
Yeah. Do you want to go, Robert, or do you want to carry on?
It's just a stupid guess, but Van der Sar.
No. 6 million, 2009 for a goalkeeper from Ireland.
She given.
Yes. 3 points for Shay Given. Makes it Robert 14, Kyle 12. Kyle has collapsed.
like my vocal cords.
So it comes down to this. The last player. It is 2016, £12 million. Kyle needs 3 points, or 2 to make it a tiebreak.
Ryan Ken.
No. Kyle, nah.
I didn't hear what you said, sorry.
2016, £12 million.
James Madison.
No. 2016, £12 million for an attacker.
Lukaku.
No.
Like a dramatic pause.
Oh no, Divock Origi.
No. Kyle, you need to get it here to win. 2016, £12 million for an attacker from Scotland.
Say again. 2016, 12 million.
2016, £12 million Scottish attacker.
Stephen Fletcher.
No.
No.
Do you want to guess, Kyle?
Well, I may as well. Be rude not to. 12 million. 2016.
Oh, I think I know who it is.
Clock is ticking.
Robbie.
That's you.
I think I've got it.
We'll move on. Well, you can let me say who he left unless you want to do it now, but,
I'll try.
well, it's up to you.
Is it Jordan Rhodes?
No. So, Kyle, Robert doesn't even get an answer for this clue. You just get it. This would be to force a draw.
Oh, I didn't realise that. I wouldn't have done it. I thought that you said that was it.
No, he needed that to win. He can still draw.
That's annoying. I thought that was it.
2016, £12 million
I was going to
attacker.
get it.
Scottish attacker left Fulham.
Oh, I need bother. Is that like a really obvious one?
Ed? No, don't ask questions.
No clues. Naveed will come back on in a minute.
If you can sum up
Is
fucking
ticking.
toes.
Right after that's you.
This is it.
Chris Martin.
No, well done, Robert.
Finally! I've done it! Wait. I promised I would do it.
There we go. I'll give you it for 1 point for anyone who wants it. £12 million, 2016, Scottish attacker, left Fulham and joined Aston Villa.
Ross McCormick.
Ross McCormack.
Bosh.
It's 1 point for Kyle.
Finally done it.
That makes it 13 plays 14. Robert wins. Which is good, because the reason he got a dramatic pause is because I went, oh shit, I might have to make a tie break. The tie break was going to be Demba Ba.
Oh, I wish you'd done the questions then.
Well,
There we go.
I'll make whatever next week, whatever the folk want, I'll make whichever one.
The first time not doing it every second week.
Your choice.
Well, if there's a fan request for one, I'll do that one.
We might put a poll somewhere, maybe on Twitter. Would you like the old game, the category game or the transfer game next week? And we'll let you guys decide.
Oh, definitely this game. Definitely this game.
I'll make
Better this one.
I'll make it rock hard.
I'm running scared. I want the category game back.
That's
Right.
right. What table that game is. Oh, buzzing, mate. Buzzing.
It's so
Right.
buzzing, it is time to end.
Right. Thank you very much for listening. I'm still shaking. Been good. Even better now that I finally won. Yeah, thanks for listening. Remember what we said? Get in touch. Stuff you want to
Get in
know.
touch.
Stuff you want to talk about. Stuff you want us to go and see. All the stuff. Like, subscribe, do all that. Thank you very much. See you later.
Ta-da.
Godspeed.